Yeah.
I like trains.
How can I put it? Websites where you can doom scroll can be very bad for just sucking up lots of time. Like, just keep scrolling, more stuff, more stuff, more stuff, more stuff, more stuff.
Refresh, more stuff, more stuff. What was it you said the other week? It was like basically a lifetime's worth of video being uploaded every single day into YouTube.
Oh, that's
Like, isn't it?
How
It's
much?
got a crazy amount of videos going up every day.
Uploaded per day. 500 hours. So in 2019, 500 hours of video are uploaded to YouTube every minute.
Yeah.
$720,000 a day. So every day, 30 days worth of... No, that can't be right. 500 hours per minute is not... Oh, wait, I thought 720,000 hours, not 720 hours. Yeah, every day we upload... good maths, sir. Every day we upload 82 years worth of videos to YouTube. So every day, about a lifetime's worth, yeah.
Everybody watches everything.
It's not... Well, this is what we're talking about, you know, people should monitor all the child porn and horrible videos on YouTube. It's not... It is possible. It's not feasible.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's definitely possible, because you could just put it in the queue. Yeah, absolutely you could. It's just not sensible, feasible. Is that a gravel mill?
Yeah.
Oh, gravel mill right there. I wonder if I can make a profit on that. You didn't join us for Werewolves, Max. You sort of messaged, you went, hey, I'm here. And then
I came very, very late. I was
Yeah.
far too late.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's fine. It was pretty good. It took us quite a while to get enough people in to play it. We had to pop onto the US servers. But yeah, it's quite cool.
Watch it. Yeah.
I mean, you know, real werewolves is also pretty cool. So yeah, it's not really a surprise. I'll go with bugger! I'm building scav stuff.
I'm still building stuff, so I can't afford anything else.
Of course you can.
Well,
We've got
I'm taking bigger and bigger loans.
Yeah.
What's happened to my farm? My farm's just... Oh, fuck.
Oh, has it gone under?
My farm has gone bye-bye. Yeah, bye-bye farm.
Yeah, I had that happen to me.
Well, that's why that's sitting there waiting for... The train was sitting there and waiting for stuff constantly, so it's not like the thing that made me money. Just...
Yeah, sometimes it's best to run it as a loss without full load at the start, just because every time it arrives, you get the train has arrived thing.
Well, I had two trains. I had a train Saturday constantly. I've just fucking...
Yeah, but I don't think that counts as delivering. This is where sometimes timetables are good, or
yeah,
sometimes...
It's because the trains are so damn slow as well.
Yeah, but sometimes, say, when you're trying to build a business up, it's quite often a good idea to start with a shorter train. And then build
short.
Up. Oh, how short was it?
I went from 2 carriages to 4.
Well, yeah, but my point is stick at 2 until you can't deal with 2 anymore, and then go up. Is this the right...
That's what I did.
This is the right map, yeah. I don't remember making half this stuff.
Yeah.
I guess I must have.
Yeah. I certainly remember making this stuff.
Okay. That's fine.
That farm's gone, so I'm going to have to delete that line, I think, to recover some of the cost of it.
I'm going to fit you to gravel, and fit you to also to gravel. Oopsie. But yeah, I did enjoy Werewolf. A lot of laughs, so definitely worth going back to.
But I like it more too complex stuff, so just have started with simple stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, everyone we were playing with has played it an awful lot. Which kind of sucks. It's not quite the right term. But yeah, it was... Because they were like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do this, you shouldn't have done this. And I'm like, I'm quite old, doing what the hell I like.
Some of them were like opinions and not like objectively right things.
Well, a lot of it's that if you've played a game for how long's it been out? 5 years. You're going to know the best way to play it, which is fine. And no one's shouting at you for doing it. And they're a bit, why did you do that? I'm like, I don't know, I've never played it before. Now, have I got a valid route? The No Man's Sky patch is also out, so we should also think about having a look at that. Alright, goodness me, that patch has some set of patch notes. But more or less, it's got DLSS and huge amounts of new graphics updates. So loads of new graphics and enormous, and I do mean enormous performance improvements. So probably worth a look. I was going to have a look at it on the Xbox as well, because I haven't done very much of my new Xbox, and I really should.
Don't have any killer apps?
What? DLSS?
The Xbox.
Does the Xbox have any killer apps? No. But
you're using those.
remember, the Xbox is kind of irrelevant these days. The Xbox is just a way to experience, not I won't say a Game Pass, but kind of to a degree. Your Xbox is just another way to do Game Pass. And that's what Microsoft want. No, very, very much. They want you to, you're playing Xbox games. Whether you're playing it on an Xbox or a Windows PC, they don't really care. But yeah, I mean, realistically, the killer thing with the Xbox is the backwards compatibility, which is just mind-boggling. I have cited this example before, but someone said, I just booted up my brand new state-of-the-art Xbox One X, booted up Zuma, downloaded my cloud save from my Xbox 360 and carried on playing my cloud save that I haven't touched since 2006. That is backwards compatibility. Not like Sony, who've just announced, was it God of War and Gran Turismo 7 will not be PlayStation 5 exclusives anymore. Right, oh. Alright, then. Okay. What's wrong with you then, Nanseed? Oh, wait, that's not a valid. Oh. I put the signal run back to front. That's it. Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what the hell we were doing with a lot of this. And then...
Trying our best to build up New Croydon East. Or New
yeah,
Croydon,
but
sorry.
like what trains were doing or what problems I was having and what was going on.
Yeah. I mean, farms disappearing is really unfucking helpful.
Yes, one of my farms did exactly the same thing.
And I'm collecting all their flipping output. I'm like, yeah, come on.
So what happens is when the output from the farm drops too low, it goes bust. And if you're servicing it properly, on average, and it's important, on average, it will go up. But that doesn't mean it's guaranteed to go up.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's now a one-way system. Manseed 1 and Manseed, not Manseed 2 is doing. But I have a gravel mine with just way too much gravel at it. That should mean soon I should have way too much building materials at it. Nice. New Croydon's got a couple of greens, only 2 reds left. I can't remember what that means we do next, but that's good progress.
Others don't have any station name themes.
Who don't? Sorry.
You all have the default station names.
No, mine. Oh, I renamed the town, but sort of. Building materials. Hold on, I should be upgrading my vehicles as well. Manage list, replace vehicles. I'd sit with more money. Just I'm kind of getting there on my loan. Awesome. Oh.
Not the sound of good O.
Yeah, that's the sound of. Oh wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. What have I done? Not what have I done, but why did I try and go that way? It was the O of mild confusion at my train's choice of the path, but as ever, it's my fault.
Yeah.
And I've mentioned this before about trying to make, when you're writing games, one thing you can do to make the game's developers' life easier is make sure that the player is punished for not making the AI's life as easy as you can. So here, I could make really complicated, torturous routes, and the AI will do its best, but it won't do as well as if I had made it a nice route. So, that signal's on around. So the game encourages the player to make routes that are good for the AI. I've been considering some of this in the next Fortress Craft game, like more robot stuff. I like the robot. They said the constructed bots weren't all they could be, but I like them in theory. But doing stuff so the player has to help them means that I don't have to write such great code.
They follow very simple rules.
Well, that's how the ones worked. It's just it wasn't, as I said, it wasn't really all it could be. But I've got some ideas about making the robots simple and useful and fun, and a lot of that relies on the player. Basically, the player having to do the heavy lifting rather than the AI. Fuck are you doing? Oh, that's my scav train. So as Mia said, if you deliver too many scavs, you can actually make towns go smaller. It's a bit worrying. Croydon is has enough water and irradiated food, so that's good. Bloody well better. Not like it's all we've really done is keep bloody Croydon going. Oh, hello Thunderbolt. Sorry, I did see your message. Yeah, I mean, Tad, to be honest, with the amount of loan we've got, I don't really think we can go that wrong. Like, that was a mistake. I didn't realise that with the inflation. So, yeah, that was a derp on my part.
What I've got is I need to think about going further and further afield to get enough bags of seeds.
There's seed at there's a farm just by Hardberg that's not very far from Croydon. That's what I was delivering seed from. Another one just there, and then it went bust.
Hardberg. Oh, I see. There was no infrastructure for me to collect that. I suggest whoever purple is collect that.
That's me. Yeah, yeah. I can.
You have the infrastructure in that area.
Yeah, I was delivering it, and then it went bust because you know that's apparently what happens.
Yeah. That's the problem with this game. It's very tempting to play it like the normal OTTD, and it's just the trains are so crippled. It's impractical to have a long run going anywhere.
At the minute, yes, it is.
I mean, the other option is to deliver scavs around the place. I don't know quite how you achieve that.
Well, you just take the
Possibly a
scavs.
train that drops scavs off places.
Yeah. So scavs boost industries, certain industries.
Wastelands is operating.
Yeah, Wastelanders, sorry. Scavs are just the names of the trains. Right. Alrighty. So what am I thinking? You want seeds?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I like that this mod's approach to not very many carriages and then lots of refits. I guess it makes sense because it means they didn't have to add in like 50 different carriages and balance it. But it's also slightly annoying
Yes.
because I keep making something and it's just wrong. Okay, just so you know, at this point, New Croydon needs both water and it needs irradiated food.
Bad food? Why do you want bad food for?
But, because they're not big enough. They still need irradiated food until we get rid of those last 2 red spots.
Ah. There's more food coming now.
Why is Manseed going there? Is that just a... Oh, it's an implicit order. Your seed is coming, sir. Oh,
Lovely,
suits
thank
you,
you.
sir.
Oh.
Seed for sir. Oh. Ah, what do you do, Thunderwolf? What's your what is your profession? I say chosen profession, but sometimes, you know, in Soviet Russia, you know, profession chooses you.
Rotary. Glory to Arch.ska.
What's wrong with you then, off-brand cereal? Wait, I didn't name my train off-brand cereal, did I? Seems a little bit clever for a sort of train name. I should just go with, you know, Andy's mum's boobs or something.
And I think they've definitely broken something in this new growth, because it says here, the problem has caused Tundor End steel mill to announce imminent closure, but it's actually closed.
So say it again.
It's
Something
on
about an
the
imminent
output.
blowjob is all I heard. So I suspect I misheard.
Yes, you probably did.
You're mumbling a bit.
Oh, I see that the news. I'm not new. Move the microphone closer.
That helps.
Where these? Yeah, but it doesn't. I didn't change anything. Suddenly I've needed to bring this closer. So I'm turn the gain up instead. Anyway, the point is that the messages coming up are 2 months out of date.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it says such and such announces imminent closure, and the picture of the thing's already gone.
Um,
Well, it's a picture and it's empty. You know.
it might. Well, you can turn off ones you don't care about. So maybe there's
just
just too
told
many.
you almost.
I mean, I'm getting constant spam about auto renew fail, for example.
Yeah.
And I think that's filling it up. But you can also mark them all as cleared. Delete all messages. There we go. Also, you can bring up
Yeah.
message history and just leave that in the corner.
Yeah.
Wow. Seed production at Piddington Farm increases 50%. I wish I was using it.
That's it.
Yeah, so I've just got. So I've cleared my message history, and I've got my message history up now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now, right, it's still showing something about the chemical plant and two more. Don't forget, no, it's not broken. This is because it was suggested to me by you lot that we should have lots of industries. So we do have lots of industries, most of which we aren't using. So we have to wait for the ones we're
Most
not
of which are
using
going belly up.
to go bust. Yeah. But that would be why.
But they get bust permanently, then so the new ones come up.
New ones come up, but nowhere near at the same rate.
Alright, good. It's pissing irritating.
I mean, we've got, so last month, 1, 2, 3, oh my god. Yeah, we'll get, so at the beginning of the month, we get a massive spam of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
I only really want to see notifications for what I'm using. And that doesn't seem to be an option.
Yeah.
QA test tech for what, Thunderwolf? That'd be it. Could be anything. Still need more of that irradiated food. seeds are now in the depot. Wow, that's an enormous amount of chemicals and water, and obviously no seeds whatsoever.
Yeah.
The Wasteland mod's
That's
really
got
cool.
to change the skip.
It's not easy, and we've put it on the easiest possible and then some. So like it starts off that towns are all, I can't even shit. So if I go to like this town, you can see all the buildings are destroyed, and we have to rebuild them. So New Croydon is our first city we focused on, and this one. So you can see these red buildings here. They are the destroyed type, and then you have the yellow type, which are rebuilt, but still makeshift. And then you have the green type, which are the good ones, and then we get blue type after that. So we've given them water, we've given them food, and I'm now delivering building supplies to them, which it doesn't say it needs, but it does accept. A little bit confused what's going on there, but hey. Where are you heading to, off-brand cereal? Ah, there you're heading there. But it's difficult. It's interesting, and I think it gives you a much better set of challenges because the challenges change. Whereas in Transport Tycoon, you just set up a route and that's it. You leave it. Wait, what?
Oh, so at some point I would have to make the irradiated food go to another town.
Yes, because you don't, because it doesn't need it anymore. Yes. Wait, why did you not go up there, up there, up there? My train took a particularly bizarre route. Come on, seeds for Brian. Where are you going? I don't know if there are any other total conversion mods as well. We should have a look. Because the Mars one we played was only, well, it didn't work, did it?
Yeah, that was gash.
But Thunderwolf, like, but do you test hardware or software? Like, do you test cars or aeroplanes or shoes? Like, you can give us some sort of hint, sure.
Women's underwear?
Women's underwear, yes. Do they test those? I think they're testing on animals.
Ah.
See, Sunstable here is all rubbish stuff. Also, you need to deliver multiple resources simultaneously. So right now, Croydon requires water and food. Where is my water?
Yeah, I have a reason to use a new type of order. If I put food and water in the same train, it makes sense to use load up all cargo types. Then the town has guaranteed period of growth if the train arrives.
If the train arrives, yes. Am I actually making any money? I haven't checked. I'm still hovering right around 0. Yeah, gravel mines are popping up everywhere in all sorts of annoying places. Water. 22,000 litres of water sounds like a lot until I realise it's only 1 carriage worth.
Yeah.
A bit confused how I've only delivered 40. Like, my rating is only 52% transported. Like, really?
Yeah, 'cause I think it's an average per month or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, but I've definitely done a lot more than that. It's one of those. I'm pretty sure you're wrong.
Yeah.
Damn it, Thunderwolf. Be slightly less vague. Like, I understand you can't tell me what you're working on, but you can say, you know, it's a car or a power drill or an app for a torch or something. Like, what sort of ballpark are you talking about? I was always told when I worked at EA, I wasn't allowed to tell people what I was working on after it was announced. It's like, dude, I don't work for the Secret Service. I can tell people what I work on. You know, as long as it's announced, that's fine. Oh. Yeah, that'd be expensive to fix. An app. Again, I've no idea what you're doing, but I really don't like this current approach by manufacturers of having a piece of hardware that comes with an app, because hopefully hardware lasts a long time, but apps do not. So I've got a claptrap. So it's a unicycle claptrap. It's really cool. So the claptrap itself, how to describe it? You control it from an app. You can speak through your phone. It comes out sounding like claptrap. You can see through claptrap's eye on the phone, and you can steer him around. It's really cool. Now, this piece of hardware is only in development for a 6-month period or something. You can't buy it anymore. Now, it sure as hell doesn't run on modern iPhones. So I've got old iPhones just to run old hardware. But if I've got an expensive piece of hardware, but imagine you've got something, like home automation. I assume they keep up to date, but
no, they people have been yelling at the people that make these things, and they're going, You know,
yes,
we're
I believe
obsoleting this thing, and you're like, you can't. It's in my house.
Yeah, I
You're
believe
like,
a lot of that
"What?"
got fixed because people were ranting so much. They went back on it. Went, yeah, all right, fine.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
We thought we could make
Automation's
some money.
batshit.
But like, I mean, I
Sounds
know
like a good
people
idea,
who've
but
got like Wi-Fi light bulbs that they can change colour, you can dim them, and they can detect when you're home and turn on automatic and all that. And I'm like, yeah, brilliant. Until the app is no longer updated, right?
Yeah.
And
until it's obsolete.
Yeah. Well, it's not that I say, the app can be updated, just that people don't. That's the
It
problem.
doesn't need to be updated constantly unless there's a reason to.
But yeah, but when
like
the
new hardware.
OS updates on the phone, it needs to be updated,
Yeah.
which obviously happens quite a lot. Yeah, at some point, your phone no longer runs old apps.
Yeah.
Where are you going, Mr. Train? I'll be very annoyed if you take a right. Good, you did not. Is it enough seeds for you, sir? Is it? Oh, suit you, sir. Yes, in fact, you're short on chemicals now. Loads of water, short on plenty of seeds, short on chemicals.
The chemicals are moving now, it's fine.
Does Croydon take new? Yeah, it does take clean water, clean food.
Yeah. Well, at least I made 10 grand last year, blimey. I'm making very little profit. I mean, for the last 2093, 2094, I made 25 grand in 2093. In 2094, I made 33 grand. I haven't changed anything but watch the trains and tell them to skip orders for a bit. When I see them just sitting there twiddling their thumbs.
Alright, where's... Okay, so Seeds of Brian is coming. How is that... now, in retrospect, what I should have done is... that.
I wouldn't mind this if we just got paid a bit better on it, you know. I'm doing a very short run for those minerals. It's only getting like £500.
Yeah. So I believe a lot of this game is about being a bit of a lost leader in order to get to the higher tiers. Because the passengers are worth a fortune. But we really don't have anywhere to take passengers yet.
Need another town which has got more green on it.
Well, theoretically, we could take them from New Croydon to an offshore colony. That's possible.
Yeah.
But really, we want another big town. I think there's one more town with some yellow. Zebra was. I'm not sure if he's here. He was working. Oh yeah, Pedstow. Although my goodness me, is he jammed himself in there. But yeah, I've become a bit wary of stuff that comes with an app to run it because I've had so many bits and bobs.
That's what I was saying, yeah. A stick, a wireless memory stick. Now what it is you need an app, but basically it sets up an access point so you can treat it like a NAS almost.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to have a special app to go with it. I'm like, I'm never installing an app to access a stick. I'll just use it like a stick. 32 gig stick, but I thought it was really cool, and I realised once I got it home, and I opened the packaging, it was like, you need a special app to do this thing with it. I'm like, no, it's just
the thing is, it's all right for now. It's not a now problem. It's a future problem.
Yeah. It's like, why can't you just... I mean, that's the problem with headless things. You need some sort of tool to set things up.
Yeah.
You know.
Because the Chromecast is pretty good on that. Because obviously Google update the Chromecast app, and that's fine because there are new Chromecasts, and the Chromecast app is therefore kept up to date.
Yeah.
But in like 10 years' time or 20 years' time...
I mean, you throw the old Chromecast away 'cause it's a bit crap. You know,
Well-
can't cope with the resolution. You know, it gets a bit fuddery and duddery. And,
No, I've still got my
slow.
original Chromecast. I think 1080p is fine for streaming.
yeah, but it's just you know, some people's phones can't talk to it properly. I don't know why.
Really? I've not had that.
Their phones don't work with it properly. I
Like,
don't know why.
remember, Chromecasts are actually just DLNA devices. Google didn't invent shit. They just made a nice form factor. But my point is, because there are new Chromecasts, the app is updated. And therefore, old Chromecasts continue to function.
Are supported. Yeah.
We're still waiting for radiated food. I don't know which one of you or both of you two, but I'm
I'm not supplying it. Not my remit.
Cleared up one. Slow down. But the problem doesn't happen in this quarter. Let's reap the profits now and let's the problem be worried in the future.
Oh dear. Wait, Schalker, is Blue Dalek heading to... Oh, it's heading to Extrude. Is that full of... Where? What? Oh, that's iron ore. Never mind. So, Panserpent, that's doing seeds. You really need to use path signals, by the way. You really need to use path signals. There are trains just sat here waiting for no reason. Where are you? Oh, it's exfiltrate. Ah, you see, that's one big train. So that's taking a long time. Sorry, red Dalek, I meant. Yeah. We're probably better off with two shorter ones since you're not waiting so long. But there's no reason to not use path signals over regular one-way signals. It just means that, if possible, a train will cross over on track with another one if it's safe.
Yeah, but the reason is that I don't fully understand the path signals. But I understand the dump signals.
But there's no... You don't have to understand path signals. You're using block signals. Yeah?
But I wanna...
Instead of using block signals, use one-way path signals. And they act exactly the same way, and at the same time are tons better.
Safer.
No, sometimes they pass safer. And I don't understand why they...
Sometimes they what, sorry?
Like, they allow some stuff that the block signals will deny.
They will allow a train to pass through if it can pass through to another block signal without crashing. It allows a train to reserve some traffic.
Block signal to block signal. So the regular signals in between will be ignored.
Oh no, to a safe stopping point. So any other signal is fine. But it means when you've got like a junction or crossroads, it means a train that can find a safe route will just do its safe route. Because you've got expat and it's a 2-lane station, but you don't have support for 2-lane stations. So Red Dalek is about to go through a signal now, and at this point, I'm pretty sure it's just reserved that entire piece of track. Yeah, you can see all the dark track it's reserved because you don't have multiple signals, so no other train can come through there because that's not a path signal.
I want to see the reservation.
I think you got to turn it on under one of the game option.
Feature, yeah, it's a game option.
Under settings, sorry, it's called reservation. It just makes it look a bit dark. Yeah, viewports show path for reservation for tracks on, and it lets you visualize what track a train has reserved. Not in a good way, by the way. I give it about 3 out of 10.
Where was the setting?
Oh well, I mean all over, but so yeah. So the block signals on the way in will work, but not if you have 3 trains. Then they'll just pick one and wait. So that can block up, but that's a bit better than it was. But basically, all of these sort of one-way block signals I would convert to one-way path signals, and you should see very little difference except a much more efficient use of your track. Essentially, my go-to signals are one-way path. Sorry, one-way block. One-way path, one-way path. And they are pretty much as good as one-way block in all situations and with a whole bunch of advantages. Also, we still don't have any irradiated food, and I just saw you drop some off. Oh, right, yeah, irradiated food. There we go. Now waiting on water. I'll say that while I'm waiting for this, let me look up what the transported. So, transport Tycoon percent transported. Brilliant. Building 2 stations won't help. The only way to get 100% transported is by getting a station rating 100%. See the wiki for how to achieve that. Great. How about a link then? Then it links to the wiki, which no longer exists.
Brilliant.
Whereas, sir, if you hadn't been an arsehole and had just told us... Oh, I see. It's now got a space in it rather than an underscore. Station rating. Okay, so you have to deliver new vehicles that go quickly, that pick up a lot of cargo, that take all the cargo with them. Yeah. I forgot about that. It's very hard at this point to get a high rating because we have quite rubbish trains.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's just an idea for me to get like £100,000 out and just let my trains start to upgrade.
Oh, as in, yeah, Skyly.
So, do you know how to set up an upgrade selection on the managed trains?
Nope.
So do you know the button that brings up a list of all your trains?
Hold on, brain is in another mode right now.
Okay, so it's somewhere in the middle. But let me know then. I'll chat you through it because it's worth always doing that. Because then you don't have to worry about upgrading your trains. You just like, yeah, upgrade, and as long as you've got the money, it will just do it. To make sure I don't have any scav things. Okay, all my scav stuff's been upgraded automatically. Good. But yeah, Red Dalek Shulker is a very, very big train. It is waiting an extremely long time to get a full tank. Like 160 days.
Stations?
Huh?
On both stations?
It's going to wait, exist for 160 days. Exfiltrate, the last one was full. But if it's full, you need another train. Like, exfiltrate is 100 tons of food waiting. Until you are really, really, really getting a lot of throughput, you're almost always better off with 2 shorter trains. Because don't forget, New Croydon only grows when food's delivered, and you're delivering food every 6 months, not every 3. So right now we've got plenty of water, but the town is not growing because there's no food. Whereas having a half-length red Dalek would deliver food twice as often. And if it was a through rather than a terminus, you'd also be able to have 2 trains on the line. Wow, quite a lot of my trains made quite a loss last year. What's wrong with you, Manseed? Apart from your ridiculous route. Where are you going? Go to Brundale Mines, which is... Right, go from... What? Is it not possible to get back there? What? No, that's the wrong route. You are a stupid... Oh, yeah, I suppose. Right, fine. Have a route then, I don't care. Okay. Yeah, fine. You can always do every route. This is getting worse all the time. I track layout. The worst thing is sometimes people join this Transport Tycoon stream to like learn, and that's not going to be a good idea.
Going to pass around here, boy.
Examples to the contrary can be as valuable as examples
Ah,
on what
yes.
you do.
Don't do it like this, everybody.
Well, I haven't lost a plan, supposedly.
Does it even have to say that don't do this? Just the agony of what we call ourselves will be enough of a warning.
You can join the stream, but please don't watch don't watch it. Yeah, pretty much. I need to convert this mine to a proper one-way system. So I've got like one train coming in from the bottom, one train coming in from the top, and it's just this disaster area. Oh wait, that's one too high. Oh, I need an out. Go to there. Right, hopefully then that has solved my massive derp. Because that thing I said keep telling Sharple not to do, I absolutely did it. But that should hopefully all be fixed now. I think there we go. Now every train can get to every platform. So I can get 3 trains on that rather than one going in one direction, one going in the other direction, and a whole bunch of trains going through it, even though they didn't want to. Croydon is growing.
No.
So yeah, the percentage of stuff transported is related to your station rating. So the maximum amount you can transport is your station rating. And there are a number of things you can do to make your station rating go high. I can tell Tad's joining. But mostly, service it a lot, obviously. Service it with a new vehicle, where possible. Service it with a fast vehicle. Don't have a lot of cargo waiting. And build a statue, but I think we don't get statues in this game mode. Local authority. No, we don't. I can fund local road reconstruction. I won't be doing that at the moment. Oh, did you fail to connect that tab?
Trying again. Yeah.
So yeah, as I said, No Man's Sky got another enormous patch and people are still complaining.
Nope.
And the best one, someone said, hang on. If they ever add an actual game to No Man's Sky, I'll play it. Blah, 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 blah. It just needs tons of flash and direction adding to it. And someone said, look, the game's about flying around in a spaceship, exploring planets and upgrading your gear. If that doesn't float your boat, then fair enough. But complaining there's no game is like complaining that FIFA 15 doesn't have cars in it and you don't like football.
Like complaining that Squareball Space Girlfriend doesn't have a game when it only has space in it.
Well, it's just...
Damn you, game.
Hang on. Like, the thing is, I like No Man's Sky for what it was, but people kept complaining because it wasn't what they wanted. Like, that's not how it works. It's like...
Yeah, it's a strange mindset if you feel compelled to play a game, regardless of what type of game it is. Once you reject types of games that are not to your liking. With big games, they are like the stars that everybody plays, and there is like so pressure to play the big games. And that's like, should not be that way.
Oh, max download time? Max download time. I've just increased max join time, by the way, from 500, whatever that is, to a big number. So at some point in the past, the entire Transport Tycoon wiki moved from underscores to spaces, so every single link is missing. Broken. Sorry. Yeah. Right. Oh, interesting. I can turn pause on join off. Pause
Doesn't that then
on.
make... What does that do for Tad, though?
Shit. Well, it means that once he's connected, he'll then have to play a bit of catch up. But yeah, it's called max_download_time. Error, command not found.
What?
Did you manage it?
Are we still closed?
Yeah, I'm in.
Client 13 is slow. Try increasing something. Nah. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm just finding posts from a long time ago saying use this command, which is missing. But yeah, I mean, I'm guessing Schalke, we need to get more irradiated food or irradiated food more quickly. Also, if you look at Blue Dalek, you'll notice that that's an example of your station not being set up correctly. Excruciate has 2 platforms, and you have 2 trains, both of them trying to wait at the same platform because you haven't got your signalling correct. But in this case, I will show you what your signalling should have been to make this work. We've done. Oops. Do that, and all you need to do is 2 one-way pass signals there. That's it. That's the only change you would need to make, and that means that trains will always use one of the 2 free things. You can use exit and entry signals. But those are, they're more explicit, but definitely more complicated. And I've definitely had them go wrong. So entry exit signals would be like that and that, I think. But yeah, the pass signals are just much easier. Obviously, I don't have to tell you this, Shaka, but don't get rid of the signal in front of the train. I don't have to tell you that, right? I would just make Candyman skip its order. Am I actually making... I'm not saying it again. I am actually making money. I'm making about £40,000 a year. That's money. But yeah, that doesn't help, obviously. But yeah, you do need to remove those other 2 signals once it's safe to do so, which is now. But yeah, Croydon is not growing. Partly due to water, which is my fault. And partly due to food, which is your fault.
Say it ain't so.
I don't ever recommend having nasty terms like that, but sometimes you do need to, just to persuade a train to allow it to turn around. Right, let's make you a bit smaller then. Whoops. Oh, did I have 3 trains servicing that? Wait, how many trains did I have servicing this? Wait, what? Go to Fort Lewis Way Valley. Where's that? Ah, that's the one Tad told me about, isn't it? Yeah, that one's got. That was the other one. Had more water. This one's doing 63,000 liters of water a year. I'm just gonna pick a train. You'll do, and I'll be back in a moment.
Okay.
You.
I do like just watching the trains go round and round in this game, though. Oh, that's
You
very
like trains?
Yes. I like trains. I'm trying to find another chemical, mineral ore. Mineral ore mine, which isn't terribly far away from where my stuff is. Ah, that's more like it. Don't know. Need Croydon.
What did I miss on my way back from work? Anything?
Most
I-
chemical plant is still dying.
Yeah.
I'm back.
I'll be back. Go back ribs.
Ribs. Right, sorry, you're doing what now, Mr. Train? Signals with this. Mistakes were made.
Names were taken. Collars were felt.
Oh no.
Still waiting for food, Shalka. I mean, I can possibly help with. So you're at 43%. Yeah, so your exfiltrate's rating is only 48%. So that means that literally half the food produced will get chucked away every month. And exists rating is 13%. Allow me to help. It's going to be a very big bridge. But I like big bridges, and I cannot lie.
I wouldn't expect you to. Not for something as important as bridges.
Bridges. What the fuck is a reefer wagon anyway, apart from some sort of drug joke?
Reefer's a name for cooling systems.
Ah. Is that what this is, in this case?
Well, it's for food, so I assume so.
Wow, I didn't...
Chiller wagon.
Yeah. Why? Oh my god. Yeah. So, in America, what do we call the third season of the year?
Fall.
Fall, because leaves fall down. You call them reefer wagons, as in refrigerated. You have corrupted refrigerated into reefer. Not you personally.
It has been done.
Well, that's its derivation. Shaka, you take another look at Excruciate and put one-way signals on the exit, or rework it because
I'm having trouble
panspermia.
with your suggestions making the signaling worse globally.
No, because you can't have a station with just exits on both ends and hope it to work. Route that train in from the other side. If you had one-way exits, that train would have just gone. Yeah, taken a long route, would have just gone round and come in the same way. So it's about throughput in this case more than anything. Oh, of course it's not. If they were pass signals, it would have taken the other side. But yeah, you need to be explicit. That is not a valid entrance. I didn't realise you were actually feeding stuff in from the other side. Wow. So, I keep getting emails from cinema chains trying to get me to go back and sit in the COVID atmosphere. Apparently, if I go in and watch a film on the 6th of June, I'll get a free small popcorn. Now, I know that is worth small. I mean, it's worth small popcorn. So it is worth like 35 quid.
Oh.
I understand that, but even so, I need more. I need at least a medium to be enticed.
Yes. Give me a free drink.
What was it? All the people that have been investing in AMC, they get perks now too. Because they bumped the stock price up ungodly large amounts right now.
Oh, really? Wow, I'm amazed. I mean,
Yeah.
COVID aside, there aren't many films out at the minute. And Disney are pushing
No,
very...
this is just Reddit nonsense because they were going to super short it. So
Because-
people got mad
Yeah,
and are now bullying hedge funds, which
Well-
is hilarious.
Disney look like they're pushing very much towards Disney Plus rather than film releases, because of course they get to charge what they want. They get to absolutely control it. So they like that a lot. What the fuck, train? But yeah, so Black Widow, I believe, arrives on Disney Plus and on cinema. Because as I said, Disney get 100% cut of anything on Disney Plus, and it's their premiere system, which I don't think I want to support. So I need to pay a subscription for Disney Plus, which is fine. If I want to watch stuff on Premiere, which is you want to watch it within like 2 months of release, you have to pay an uplift. Just that wonderful term companies use to mean surcharge, to watch it early. But that means if I stop paying my Disney subscription, I can't watch it anymore, and I don't own it. And if they remove it from the service, well, it's not a thing I can do. So I'm like, yeah, this is like the worst of both worlds. On the flip side, I've got a pretty good home cinema set up. So, like, to a degree, I guess I don't... think about it another way. I don't own a film when I go to the cinema, do I? But I do pay 15 quid to watch it. Yeah, 15 quid a ticket sometimes.
It's quite a lot, plus drinks and everything else.
Yeah. So if I look at it that way, it's better until, of course, Disney start to charge, as I said, what the fuck they like.
Yes.
I think the most expensive film I saw was Doctor Strange in the IMAX. £18.70 per ticket. And at that point, paying 14 quid to watch Black Widow on a... And I'll admit, it's not IMAX size, but yeah, it's not bad. It doesn't seem quite so insane. And they've wrapped filming on Blood and Thunder today, so I'm excited about that one. However, whenever that comes out, and how much COVID is left at that point, I'm still excited. Because Thor Ragnarok is one of my favourite films. I just love it. I love the pacing, the colourful look, just the humour. I really, really, really like Thor Ragnarok. It's what I want my superhero films to be, all very bright and colourful and spandex and silly powers, not Iron Man moping around being sad and having panic attacks. No, I want to see him firing laser beams at aliens. I'm a simple man.
Shoot the bad guys, shoot them now, damn it. I demand death and lasers.
Well, Iron Man 2? Is it 3? I can't remember now. But basically, this was the film where Iron Man is not Iron Man. Like, I don't need that. That's all films are. This film does not contain Iron Man. And
But isn't it trying to follow the canon?
Well, no. I mean, they take
the
whichever bits of the canon they want and mush them all together to make a good film. But you get this with a lot of like long-running, series. Like I think Spider-Man 2 had a large part of Spider-Man deciding not to be Spider-Man anymore. Like, oh, brilliant! I wish more Spider-Man in my Spider-Man movie. Damn it. Oh, did you work out how to automatically upgrade your vehicles?
No.
I will talk you through it if you like.
Yes, I'm ready to do that now.
Alright, so click on the picture of the trains in the middle, which brings up your big list of trains.
Yep.
And then click Manage List.
Manage list.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, you have two...
I'll drop down on 3 things. Replace, sim for servicing, sim to depot.
Yeah, so on the left-hand side, it will list a bunch of trains. Actually, let me switch to your company, because then I can see the same thing you're seeing. Are you Transport for Mars?
Yep.
Cool. Right, now I can see your trains rather than mine.
Star. That's train company number 2.
Yeah. So, you have got in your layout 8 rattlesnakes and 2 machetes. So, if you want to upgrade them all to Chaplin RF electrics, so you click on the rattlesnake on the left, then click on the Chaplin RF electric on the right, And then in the bottom left,
What's left and right? I'm sorry, I'm not seeing this left and right thing. Let me just
well,
bring
then
the
I
screen
don't know
up,
what you
I'm
clicked on.
confused.
Did you click on Manage List?
Yes, I did.
And then it comes up with
Let
the
me see
Replace
the-
Trains dialogue.
Yeah, I don't have that list.
What list? When I say click on your train list, what did you click on?
Hold on. So, let me go back here. So if I close it all down,
Uh-huh.
so I'm going about, I don't know.
It's
Cool.
the icon to the right of two.
Display
to the right.
list of companies' trains.
Yeah.
Control click toggles opening the group vehicle
Yeah,
list.
yeah, click that one.
So I'm left clicking that.
Yeah.
And I
Then-
get a list of all trains.
then click
under
Manage
trains,
List.
profit. I've got replace vehicles, send for service, and
Yeah.
send to depot. It's a little
yeah.
small drop down
Yeah,
peers.
replace vehicles.
Right now I've got replace trains, all trains.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you've got 8 rattlesnakes and 2 machetes, and realistically,
Yes.
probably you want to upgrade them all to Chaplain RFs.
Right.
So if you click on rattlesnake and then Chaplain RF,
Okay.
and then click on Start Replacing Vehicles, and there you go.
Okay.
And you can do the same with the machete as well. And it will just, when you have enough money, it will automatically do it. So before you close that dialogue, though, in the middle, top
Right.
left, there's a little thing that says engines. Change it to wagons.
Right.
Because you would almost definitely now want to upgrade all your scav stuff to not scav stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's because it has a speed limit. You're now moving to trains that move faster than 50 miles an hour, but it will
Yeah.
maintain the what they've been refitted to, obviously, because that would be terrible if.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so I've done that. So that should mean when they visit a.
If you have the money, and I believe you need
If you got the money.
you need to have twice as much money as it will cost you in the bank, or it won't do it. So it can never
Right.
make you go bust.
Yes, 'cause that'll be annoying.
Come on, dirty food, get your acting gear. Oh wow, this train actually made a profit of £160. £130.
Of
£120,
£160.
£109. Oh dear. £95. This is just going down.
Yeah.
It's because it's not going very far. And it's taking a somewhat convoluted route. But I don't care. I'm just trying to grow New Croydon.
Now I figured out what trucks are good for. You can transmit out of a good producer so that the station doesn't get flooded, but then the main train station, you can transfer into it,
Yes.
and it doesn't matter if it's flooded or not.
Those are called feeder routes. That's the correct term. I thought you said I figured out what drugs are good for, and I'm like, well, this is going to be an exciting conversation. But yeah, feeder routes are the correct, or feeder service. Yeah.
So my habit of plucking down train station next to producers is actually bad for the station rating.
No. So your station rating is based primarily on 3 things: how fast the train is, the vehicle is that serviced it, how the age of this vehicle that serviced it, and the days since the last cargo pickup. There is also a
But if I was buffer goods, that will negatively reflect on the station rating.
If you've got what, sorry?
If I want to buffer goods, if I want the train to arrive and pick up like a full load,
No,
that
no.
will negatively
No, because it's the days since the last cargo pickup, not the days since the last cargo delivery.
I might be fine if I plan that the train will be loaded full with goods rating on it.
The other thing, and I've mentioned this before, it is possible to make money with road vehicles, but it's very hard. And one of the reasons it's very hard is there is a hidden divisor. So, you can gain up to 17% rating with your station by having a vehicle that travels up to 255 kilometers an hour. So a 255 kilometers an hour vehicle will give the maximum of 17% to the station's rating. However, that number is divided by 2 if it is a road vehicle. So there are hidden punishments in for trying to use road vehicles. You can still do it. Just my point is, you'll never get a really high rating just because of things like that.
So what's the difference between a hidden punishment and a standard mechanic? If you have to know by heart the mechanics anyway.
Because if you drive a 60-mile-an-hour train or a 60-mile-an-hour truck into the station, the truck will provide 50% of the boost to the rating that the train will. Which is no, it's not explained anywhere.
Most of the mechanics are not explained anywhere.
Yeah, but my point is, all things being equal, it's punishing you for using road vehicles. You should call it Train Tycoon and be done with it. Right. Not you, Tab.
Ah, fair enough.
No kisses for you.
Wow. Oh, there we go. Now only loop back
Wow,
to
when
go.
you start pulling Wastelanders out of your town, it really rips apart the town.
Does it? Like, I know there is something to do with that. In the next patch, he says that you will get Wastelanders spawn at the station you deliver them off to. You'll get tired Wastelanders, which will return it. But I'm only focused. I'm only doing New Croydon at the moment. I'm desperately trying to get rid of. We've now got 3 green buildings. And
But you can spawn endless passengers. What?
Yes.
This is so broken.
Well, passengers, I mean, I've had plenty of stations in my Transport Tycoon games that have had more people waiting at the station than live in the town. Right, let's tidy that up a bit. There we go. So now we have, that will exit quicker. Why didn't I just, have an entrance
Oh,
here?
question.
Yes.
You know, we were saying upgrade to the electric train. Does that mean you need electric rail?
No. You should
It's not available as a vehicle you can choose.
No, there's no the electric, nuclear, petroleum, blah blah blah. That's pure visual
Self-contained.
fluff. It's just pure visual fluff.
Right.
I don't know what the point of
Stats
it
might have a line.
is. That's what?
There is a stat difference between them that
Yeah.
might correlate with the engine type.
Yeah, but you could have given me that stat without making it different types. In the original Transport Tycoon, you had to upgrade all the track for it to electric for it to work, but you just don't have to here. I do. I do wish though this game had research a bit more like a normal game. I'd like to research about a train. I want faster trains. 65 miles an hour is not enough.
Does upgrading the track help?
Scav track has a limit of 80 miles an hour, so not really. I wouldn't recommend using the crap track now. We've got more than enough money. Oh, I've been making profit for a bit now. Yes. Not what profit, has to be said. But yeah, to get the maximum sort of rating, you have to continually make sure your trains are new. So if the train is 0 years old, you get a 13% boost. If it's 1 year old, you get an 8% boost. And if it's 2 years old, you get a 4% boost. Amazing. I love these sort of things. Note, if a vehicle is ready to pick up cargo, but there is no cargo, or the vehicle is full, it is still regarded as a cargo pickup. This may be a bug. And then there's a link through to a bug. What version does it affect? It affects current one, and has also affected every version for the last 12 years.
One of those. Is it a bug or a feature? Yes.
Yet to be decided.
Oh, there's lots of people going, ooh. Basically, they looked at the code and went, it's probably a bug. This is actually probably a fix. And it looks like it has been fixed now as of June. So essentially, when a vehicle tried to pick up cargo, if it failed, it reset the counter as if it had picked it up.
But didn't.
But didn't, yeah. Because it was full.
Ah.
Warg.
Oh.
How's it going?
Yo.
I'm very tired, Brett. I've put up some new curtains which are darker, which I hope will help. How are you?
I'm alright. I do well black. I used to have like blackout curtains, and that really helped for me, I think. But...
Yeah. No, I essentially I've got. It's on my list of things to do is better curtains. Now it's my house.
Mine.
That's my
What,
wife.
did you finally end up buying it then? Or?
Yes, yeah, all went through a couple of weeks ago. Hooray. It's weird.
Very cool.
Well, normally, you get the keys, and then you go to the sessions and sign some paper and get the keys, and you go home to your new house, and it'd be yay. But for me, it was just one day I was renting it, and then the next day I own it and pay a bit less every month. And instead of paying my letting agent, I pay my bank. Brilliant. Like it doesn't.
Mortgage instead of rent.
Yeah, I mean the difference is I'm effectively paying future me some money, but yeah, it's just kind of not been quite such a dramatic thing because of the fact we were here.
You were already there, yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you have to wait for other people in the chain, don't you, to like vacate or
It's a nuisance.
Oh yeah.
It's not a nuisance, that, yeah.
yeah.
Well, there's been
The
a lot of people.
incompetence of the solicitors does my nutting.
There's a lot of people. Apparently, they are. It's all falling through at the last minute, so they, the chain falls through, and then they've got nowhere to go because they have to be out of their house. But yeah, no chain, first time buyer, already rented it. It's about as easy as it can be, and it was still not easy because all of this stuff is really slow during the pandemic.
Well, there's no reason for it to be.
Well, there is. It's interesting. So I said, chat with my
searches and that sort of thing.
Yeah, the difference is that the people who are doing all of this no longer work in the same office. So normally they just turn around and say, Bob, well, I've got a blah, 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 a blah, 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 a blah, 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 blah. And Bob will go, oh, yeah, just click on blah, blah, blah. And then obviously you need to contact John and Fred. And now what's happening, they go, I'll need to ring them because they're not in the same office as me. And then you need to wait for them to get back. And it's just slow. It's only slowing everything down a bit. But when there's hundreds of steps, it all adds up.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's also a massive backlog of people as well. I'm actually keeping all of my stations under control here. normally I'm overloaded with what what's the word? Resources that I can't possibly get here in time. That's not what's happening here. Here I'm actually struggling to get the base resources. I'm wondering if I should be dealing with more resources, more locations. I'm assuming
if you upgrade the rail, do you cause yourself problems in this one? You don't, do you?
No, I would absolutely upgrade the rail. I don't think there are any monorails, by the way. I don't think normal trains can. Maybe normal trains can go on monorails. I didn't actually consider that. No, there are currently no monorail vehicles available.
7-inch rail, maximum scav rail, maximum speed, 128 kilometers an hour. No, no train's doing that. I don't upgrade the rails just yet.
I think the. Hang on. So for the vehicles that you can get, the.
Somebody's goofed.
Monorail.
I have to get 2 trains in there, but only what? What the hell happened there? Yeah, this is not good. I'm going to put a message down for whoever's doing. Who's red?
Schalke.
Oh no, maybe it's fixing itself. It's weird. One station's through, one platform's not. Let me just stick us down in. Just go. What the fuck?
That's exciting. I guarantee at some point the wrong train will go on the wrong station, the wrong platform.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right,
no.
so I was prepping to nick some passengers from Padstow. So that accepts passengers. Does it create passengers though? And this also.
You can just make infinite passengers.
No, I can't yet. So why does this one accept passengers?
No, it's really, really easy.
Well, yeah, you need a certain amount of green. I don't have any green.
No. Check out Great Rottingham Central, or Great Rottingham. What I'm doing there is generating infinite passengers from nothing.
Great what?
Rotting Hill, sorry.
Ah, Great Running Hill. Okay.
That's because of the offshore.
Yeah, that's because of your offshore colony.
No, I'm pulling passengers from Great Ronnings Hill. Somehow.
Yeah.
Those passengers came from nothing.
By infinite, you mean...
Just because this
2.
bus pulls passengers, and it brings it out of the thin air.
Yes, you have 20 maximum
Now look
passengers.
at this station.
Yeah.
It's
passengers 2, max 20.
Yeah, there's 200 passengers over there. I've pulled 200 passengers out of nowhere in there.
What? You've pulled 200 passengers from the offshore colony, yeah.
I'm taking them.
You're taking them where,
No.
Cat?
Does it generate them?
Where do you think you're taking them?
Oh, it produces them? What?
Yeah.
Making
Also,
babies.
where do you think you are taking the passengers, please?
To the offshore colony.
No.
You take passengers I spawned passengers at Great Rottingham to the offshore oil platform.
I
And
don't...
now it looks like it's in a feedback loop, giving me a positive.
It's not. Because that bus is driving around with 24 passengers on board
Yeah.
from Great Rotting Hill Forest. Right. So the train, that bus, is now going to Great Rotting Hill Central, yeah?
Okay.
Which doesn't accept passengers.
Doesn't?
No, why would it
Accepts
accept?
nothing.
It's too small.
Interesting. Okay.
I was about to say, I'd be great if you found out an awesome exploit, but I'm pretty sure you didn't. However, I can do a one-way
Fair
Ultra
enough.
Express train to New Croydon. Ooh, that was an expensive tunnel. Oh, that hurt me in the wallet. Oops. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
Oh dear.
I made
It's
it
serious.
I made it out of monorail.
Oh no. Oh dear. That was expensive. You're right.
You got to switch that back, TJ.
Well, yeah. I wonder if I can convert it. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes, I can convert it, and it cost me 500 quid. I still remember the old days of this game. You couldn't build railway bridges over diagonal pieces of other people's.
Okay, make it sort of straight. 90
Yeah,
degrees.
they had to make it straight so you could build over it.
Wow.
Oh man, I don't think this is going to work, but if not, I guess it will eventually work. I think this is going to be too far. I mean, Tad, don't forget you can take passengers from there either to another offshore colony or to a town.
I'm working on that. Yes.
Because that's what Zebra was doing with helicopters. So from colony to colony. See, I read that as off-world colony and I was excited. And then I saw them and went, yeah, they're just oil rigs.
Take it from me, they're not that fun.
I would like to go on an oil rig. Briefly. Max, did you get to watch Dave on the dressed up in his suit?
I did. Oh, I watched the delayed version, but yes.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, very pleased. Very proud.
Like talking to the
But I know him. Ah!
Yeah.
A number of people watched 173. I'm like, why is it such a low number?
I mean, don't forget the International Space Station do stuff all the time, but that was totally awesome seeing Dave, who I taught everything he knows. What was he? Wasn't mission coordinator. It wasn't quite that expensive.
It's moderator.
He is the he was the
Oh, is this
ESA
position?
moderator, European Space
Yeah.
Agency moderator. How awesome is that?
That's pretty cool.
It's just saying who's allowed to talk, basically.
I said I offered him a $5 if he would ask the astronaut, "Do you want to hear the most annoying noise in the world?" But he wouldn't.
That's the optimal sonar ping, right?
Just it's just an old joke.
Dumber.
Yeah.
Is it older than that?
Nah. Well, it is.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the joke definitely goes back further than 2007. Dave and I did a song.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh, when would it have been? I've got it somewhere. Would have been 95 or something like that. And it started off with Dave going, "Do you want to hear the most
my.
annoying sound in the world?" Actually, no, when was Dumb and Dumber? Dumb and
Was it a bit
Bummer.
popular material?
94. No, it may have been 94 actually. May have been as old as Dumb and Dumber. No, I checked. I don't mind watching. So I now check. If I want to watch a YouTube video, I see if they've got any copyright strikes, and if they don't, I can get away with playing it. Clever, huh? Like, definitely not this one, for instance.
Cleverer than me.
I just want a button marked. Only show me stuff that's copyright free.
You try to have all the content with that.
Doesn't seem like rocket science for them to do this for me. I also want to say I want to upload a bit of music to
It doesn't earn
YouTube.
them any money.
But I want to upload a bit of audio to YouTube and just say, find me every video with this on it, please.
They probably do have the
I'm sure they
tech
do
for
have that for the lawyers that do that.
Yeah, because I'd like it. So if I've got like a particular, like a recording of something, I can find out what it is.
They have Chrome plugins that do that.
Really?
Yeah, I've got it. Hang on.
That does what?
It samples the song you're listening to, and it gives you its best approximation of what it is.
Yeah, but that's just probably using like the Shazam backend.
It's not bad.
Yeah, but my point is,
AHA music, song finder for browser.
You're missing the point. In that case, that will match up against known content matches. That's easy. Content matches are generally extremely mainstream and trivial to find. I want it for the obscure stuff, like some weird old 303 acid tune somebody uploaded. I want that one. And that's been because I was like I've got bits of music I know exists somewhere on YouTube. They must do, but I don't know the name. I kind of want the equivalent of right-clicking on an image and saying search Google for this image.
Image search is a thing.
Sorry, what's the thing?
You can provide a picture and it will have search results based on the picture.
Yeah, but I want that for YouTube. Or even playing a tune going, find me all other videos with this tune in it. I'd be happy with that too.
If you want it free, would you be willing to pay for it?
Would I be willing? Well, but YouTube want me to watch the videos, so no.
I'm just going to drink better now.
Milk 2 sugars, please.
Would you finding stuff result in you watching videos?
It will, yeah, it results me watching videos, which is what YouTube are there for. I pay their wages. I can't believe Croydon still only requires water and irradiated food, and I'm beginning to wonder if the guy who played this only played it in single player and used the fast forward button a lot. I
do find it suspicious that the algorithm does recommend me stuff that has been mentioned on the streams and such. So I think it might be somewhat aware of the audio tracks content.
I absolutely disagree 100%. But when we were talking about church organs and massive organs, YouTube, and I'll find it, YouTube suggested a video to me, and I'm like, but suspiciously, stop talking, whoever the hell you are, woman.
I'm thinking of. How big is New Croydon?
Oh, huge, like 130 people. So
Gotcha.
we were specifically talking about church organs on stream, and I went to bed and this played, and it's a brilliant video and it's definitely worth watching. But yeah, they definitely don't, Shaka. That's absolutely not the case. YouTube would absolutely have to tell you if they were doing that. There is no way they would get away with quietly doing it. Just no.
What kind of trouble they would be in?
In the GDRP.
Amazon's doing it now.
We'll come to that one. But yeah, because you can't do that in Europe. You might be getting away with it in the States, but you certainly can't do it in Europe. And I'm in Europe. There's no way they're doing it.
Nice.
But yeah, I know what you mean. You do get this thing. I mean, I've seen some great breakdowns that says, you think that it's listening to you, but in fact, they actually know an awful lot about you. And you notice the times they get it right. So, Tad, I assume you're referring to Amazon devices using a reserved bit of your internet to share with people. Yeah. So we've had that in the UK for about 15 years. It's called BT Open Zone. Nothing bad's come of it. Virgin have done it for about 10 years. Nothing bad's come of it. You were the ones that voted against net neutrality. Welcome to the results. So
It took a long fucking time to get here.
So on the UK, if you have a BT or a Virgin account, let's say you get 80 megabit, your internet connection is actually 100 megabit, and they reserve a portion of your network bandwidth to share with quote-unquote strangers. And that's called BT Open Zone. And it amused me because lots of people don't seem to be aware of this. Now, that is a little bit different because obviously Amazon don't supply your internet, so they haven't reserved a bit.
Yep.
Now, let's see. Padstow can create a cool whole bunch of passengers. Great.
Oh, my trucks keep breaking down. Cut that out, trucks.
Now, that should cover nearly all of the town. I wonder if I could. I guess you can't make a city disappear. I can't like quietly steal all of the.
I'm trying.
The scabs out of the town and make it disappear.
I've got 2 on the ropes. I've got 2 down to 3 people, and they're still holding on. I don't know how, but they're there. Being annoying. Just die, you bastards.
Is that you coming back there, Max?
Right?
Yeah, you know about BT Open Zone? Ever come across that?
I know the Virgin version.
Version, yeah. Because say Amazon have just
But
started.
Virgin have got so much bandwidth, it's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I'd say with BT they reserve a bit your bandwidth for it, but yeah, Amazon have started doing it, and the internet's just in uproar, and I'm like, dude, BT been doing this like 15 years, no one's cared.
Get a clue.
And Virgin do it. So I don't know if anybody else does it. Did you say it's called Virgin Vision? Well, it's a good idea because it means if I'm a BT subscriber, I can just use anyone's internet connection essentially. Just a bit that's reserved.
But it doesn't come up. It doesn't come up. It's not. You're right in the technical times, but it's not like you walk up to someone's house and start using their Wi-Fi. There's like a separate channel.
Oh yeah. Well, you don't know. You're just
sort of
connecting
thing.
to a
You
BT
don't
Open
know,
Zone thing.
Yeah, but it's segregated. So
Yeah.
you don't see their traffic and then.
Oh yeah.
Supposedly.
Well, yeah.
That's what they say on Virgin's one. That's what it's segregated.
It probably is to all intents and purposes. Yeah, we were just saying. Schalke says that sometimes he gets stuff related to our stream, and I know what you mean. So we were mentioning about playing on church organs at the end of the last stream, if you remember, a few days ago.
Yep.
And I went to bed, and then I got recommended this video that I just popped in the Discord channel. And I was like, huh. But there's no way it was listening to us, worked it out, and decided to recommend that to us. It's pure. I said the humans are extremely good at spotting patterns, even when there isn't a pattern. And that's one of our.
Has the capability of making automatic subtitles, so it can at least use speech to prose.
It can do that, but it's not. So I don't know if you've seen the YouTube, Facebook thing going, stop doing these social quizzes. They're just there to work out what your password is. And, don't tell people, what's your porn star name? It's your first pet's name. And I'm like, I agree that this could be done, but is it done? And has it ever been done? Are you making out that there could be a problem, but there actually isn't one? And the answer is almost definitely a yes. All right, the Cordon Flyer's away.
But if they're using machine learning things, there might be things that a human hasn't designed in that might be objectionable.
Yeah, but they are. They aren't running voice analysis on YouTubers that uploaded streams. I mean, also, Shaka, bear in mind, do you watch my streams back? Because if not, YouTube has no clue you're on the stream.
I think you might be a large portion of my liked videos, and your channel would be relevant in that way.
Aha.
Yes, that's the point. Yeah, amount of likes.
But it won't go much past the title of my video and the game I've tagged. There's no way it's listening to every word I've said. We can experiment. We can just keep saying ladies' panties every hour or so and see if I start getting weird adverts.
They do scan for content IDs and such.
They scan for content IDs.
Like it's never actually.
Yeah, but if they were going to do that, they would need to be upfront about it. They can't just quietly start doing it. They get fucking lynched. Europe does not. I said the US doesn't care, but Europe does.
But that doesn't mean they are not doing it.
Yeah, but they would
I can't say that my experience is enough proof, but it has done that very frequently. So it's not even like a rare occurrence that it feels like content.
But that is because data mining, data tracking, cookie tracking is very good, not because they're listening to what you say. Like I said, I have done it sometimes. I've said something, I've chatted about something, and then they get an advert for it. That has happened. And my first response is always, oh no, they're listening to me. I have also had circumstances where I have merely thought about something and still had adverts for it. So unless you're telling me that Alexa is reading my mind, I am creating correlation where there is none. But as I said, it's
awfully coincidental, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's a coincidence. It's not a pattern. As I said,
in Quantum League, I quite often read minds by predicting what people will do, and I guess it's that effect. But
it's also pressuring you into certain decision paths and things. There was a video where the woman said, "I'm going to make this bloke choose this car," and I'm not telling you why until after the video, sort of thing. And then took him through the whole video, and he chose that car, and he chose it by number plate. And it's like it's all about how you make the person think. So you expose them to it. And then there's like a set of circumstances where they basically under certain pressure, they will go to most recent memory of a thing they brought up or something, and that was sort of this pressure mechanism put into place to demonstrate that they could just make you choose that car, given sufficient sort of certain stimuli, which is fascinating, really.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, this has been. I repeatedly see this. People saying that Alexa or Siri or Google or Samsung assistants are listening to you, blah, 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 fucking blah. And I'm like, dude, Android is open source. Every single packet any Android device has ever sent, someone has run through Wireshark. They are not doing it. It doesn't exist. The Alexa code is publicly available. And it's super optimal. And a guy from Amazon just went on record saying, well, we don't do this, we thought about it, but apart from anything else, apart from any privacy concerns, you're talking about turning what is currently a half a watt device that costs us 20 cents because it's looking for one word and everything else is done remotely into a very expensive and complex device locally that needs a huge buffer, needs to do stuff, and it's just, even if we wanted to, it's not worth doing. And unfortunately, a lot of the people saying that, hello spying device, haha, they've got no technical backing at all. I think Alexis, it's something silly like 8K or something. It's tiny. The other thing
Well,
is, and
if they are doing it by the cookies, then that just makes the cookie powers like
yeah.
more
But
extreme.
I mean, this is the thing. I had a friend of mine get very, very angry about various. I mean, it was about the NHS and storing data, and you've got to specifically opt out now in order for them not to store data on you, and this, and that. And I always want to ask, right? So, what's the worst case scenario? Let's assume for a minute I don't end up on the wrong side of history. I'm not a Nazi sympathizer. I'm not a paedophile. I didn't vote Trump. I'm not like, we're not talking about major upheavals, or, I'm not a gun owner when, the revolution comes. I'm talking about actual likely events. What's the worst case scenario with companies having loads of information about me? Now, from my personal point of view, I'll put it forwards. The worst case scenario is I'm just going to get really targeted adverts for shit I actually want. That's what I see as my worst case scenario. And I don't understand what I see people going, oh, but they might not give you a loan and stuff. And like, what? Based on my cookies? I don't think that's how it works. I think it's a bit more complex than that. I'm curious though if anyone does have any sort of but this or that could happen. But it usually devolves into in World War II they rounded up the Jews, they'd know you were a Jew, and I'm like, right, okay, but assuming there isn't another genocide that I'm on the wrong side of, what's the worst that's going to happen? Oh, you are
Slighter effect of like targeting political influence rather than financial influence.
Sure, but I'm not in a communist country in South America. I'm in England. It's not likely to.
But that's snatching up already radicalized people. But by knowing the habits of people, one could like make them a certain political stance or like more radicalize them.
Right, that still seems reaching somewhat though.
There's an issue in YouTube that like radicalizing content, like it happens by accident because it feeds engagement, and like radicalizing people is a kind of engagement. So it's kind of reverse for that.
Yeah,
Not
but
anybody necessarily aiming for that, it happens.
Yeah, I think what I'm trying to say more is like, if all the companies had all the information on me they wanted, what's the worst case scenario? I mean, it's companies I'm talking about. I'm not talking about religious terrorist fringe groups. I'm talking about, again, you've massively veered off on the edge case slippery slope here. Like, for your average person, what would be the absolute worst case? And I don't think it would be they would end up being radicalized by some South American Muslim terrorist organization. Don't think that's likely. And if it is, sure,
Buying
okay.
too much shit.
Buying too much shit. This is the thing. I understand the worst case, but we are talking there about 0.001% of the population, to the point where we should be more worried about people selling tire remolds because it's going to affect a lot more people than that. But people get very, very het up about privacy, and I'm like, I don't really have anything I care about. Certainly nothing I put on Facebook. It's like, do what you like with it. As I said, I wouldn't put anything on Facebook.
The most politically divergent people, that will hamper the ability for public discourse to go in new directions. So that might have impact beyond those, like directly jailed or like whatever we do with problematic people.
Yeah, but we're not really talking about the government. I mean, the government, to agree, can already collect any information on me they like. It's really more about companies. And as I said, the worst I can come up with is that they'll be better at selling me stuff, which, quite frankly, I'm not going to complain about.
Yeah, but you can like sell guns to a gun person, which like makes the gun seller money, but it also might ramp up their gun fever.
Yeah, but this is the violent video games argument. In practice, what happens is people who are already into that actively seek it out, as opposed to people suddenly get into it. People who are already with violent tendencies tend to be into computer games. I mean, nowadays, as well as everyone tends to be into computer games, it makes even less sense.
Advertising is effective, It's precisely because people do stuff that they would otherwise not do. So that like precise counters that thing.
Yeah, but that's again. I mean, speaking as an Englishman, I'm not particularly for buying guns, but in America, buying guns is a perfectly normal, acceptable thing. It doesn't necessarily, have any negative, murderous tendencies. You're just a bit more likely to shoot a burglar or yourself, or have your child shoot you. But I mean, is that the worst case scenario? Is you might end up buying a gun you weren't going to buy?
Worst things that can happen.
Yeah, but I just people make such a big deal out of it, and I'm like, I want to know what your actual worst case is, not some vague, the government can round you up. It's like, well, that's the government. They think they could just sidestep all that shit and just pull it straight off my ISP's tracking thingy.
If there are public things and commercial things get more foothold, it can like swamp out the public or the non-commercial aspects of it. That's a bit of nebulous danger, and I don't know whether people are going for that. But
I just think people are very, very angry, just basically about their information being shared for money. Like, well, okay. As someone said, if a product is free, you are the product. Dora, what are you doing? Oh my god.
Whatever she wants.
She is in an untenable position, playing either with a moth or her own tail. Don't break my claptrap or I'll break you.
Again.
Now, we had Emmy's parents visit the weekend. Dora's had a lot of treats and love, bless her. She's beginning to learn that people who come in are good rather than terrifying. I think it's going to take a while before she gets much further on that. I wish I was richer, because then I could just fund new buildings in Croydon. Yeah. I think it's important we should talk about Croydon. Let's see. Post-apocalyptic weevil bringers, outstanding. Transport for Mars, very good. Schalke's wagon sinkers, appalling. Wow. Deliver, that was it. Performance history. Wow. Zebra's been none of us even come close to Zebra. Who's pink? Esme has been slowly dipping.
I've had green buildings disappear.
Yeah, I think a building can... When a building gets replaced, it can be replaced with a better or worse one.
Or nothing.
I mean, I am tempted in Croydon just to blow up the buildings that I don't like. Oh man, I'm still not getting enough food to Croydon.
Sent my food across. I was waiting. It's like 97% waiting on that.
Is this irradiated food?
No.
It doesn't. Yeah, you can deliver clean food, but it doesn't help it build. It makes you money, but that's it.
Oh, okay.
That's the next step. Will be irradiated food. Sorry, clean food. My passenger train is making more money than most of my other trains put together.
I'm suffering a little bit of expanding my network. Not wanting to do the upkeep parts.
Are you automatically upgrading your trains right now?
No.
You should always. Yeah, I think you're a rattlesnake. It's worth upgrading your trains automatically because you can just do that. Yeah, upgrade all of your non-scav vehicles, wagons to. Sorry, upgrade all of your scav wagons to non-scav ones, and upgrade. You can either upgrade all your trains, or you can obviously upgrade them, your most popular ones. But it's definitely worth upgrading your trains. Because like Blue Dalek has a top speed of 45 miles an hour, whereas the Croydon Flyer has a top speed of 65 miles an hour. Also, Tad, did you hear about the Stetson lady?
Someone wearing a cowboy hat?
No, so it's a woman that runs a hat shop in Nashville, I think. And basically, she posted this on social media. It went, I'll say viral. And then Stetson went, "You're no longer selling our product." And then she's desperately trying to walk away back from it. Like, what the fuck were you thinking? I've said this before. We hear a lot of stuff in the UK about anti-Semitism, and I've genuinely never seen some. Not past a vague stereotype that Jewish people are rich. But like, imagine it, if Jeremy Corbyn, who is a famed anti-Semite apparently, went around wearing a fucking Star of David, taking the piss out of stuff. It's like, can you imagine that? But yeah. She fucking doubled down as well, and she desperately tried to argue a point, and then she went, "Oh, I wasn't trying to cause any offence." It's like, really? Because I saw the picture first, and
certainly succeeded.
Well, I thought it was a sheriff's badge, and I was like, "What's wrong with that?" And then I zoomed and went, "Oh dear! Oh my word!"
And the problem was her wearing a Star of David?
That is
saying something while wearing
the Star of David was what the Jews were forced to wear in Nazi Germany to show they were Jewish. The yellow one like that.
They themselves use it?
No, good grief, no. That was basically they weren't forced to wear that, so they could then be segregated, not allowed into certain shops, and eventually, obviously, rounded up and gassed. So yeah. Using that to promote your fucking anti-vax
not vaccinated.
thought, yeah,
what it's saying?
that says what it says, not vaccinated. And I was just like, just holy shit, wow.
That's like
Ignorance?
essentially saying that exterminate.
Ignorance is not though, is it? Like
Ignorance is no defense.
well, I mean, ignorance is a defense, but
In the law, it's not.
in the law it's not. No, but it can be. Like, I mean, well, I mean, I've I'm trying to find a. Yeah, there we go. It's not a great picture. That's two women in Paris in 1942 wearing the Star of David badges as required by the Nazi authorities. So that's what she's trying to pastiche. Now, as I've said before, ignorance is a defence. So I've mentioned this one, and it's very on topic. In Fortress Craft, you had to defeat 8 things, and when you defeated the 8th one, you got an achievement called the Final Solution, because you unlock a new type of weapon and also to blow it up. And I've implemented all this, and all the codes work, and someone goes, "Are you calling it that?" I'm like, yeah, because it's the biggest weapon. You develop the biggest weapon, that's what you do. And they're like, "Do you know what the Final Solution is?" And I'm sort of went, "No, what is it?" Because that was Hitler's plan to exterminate all the Jews. And I'm like, I did not know that. I will rename the achievement immediately. I might have heard it somewhere, but it just sounds cool and dramatic and ominous. And I had no sort of, haha, Hitler was right sort of leanings. It was just a fairly cool sounding name. I changed it to 8 Candles in the Darkness, so it was a Warcraft reference instead. At least I apologise
remember
profusely. Like
Lucky it was 8. Lucky it was 8.
Why?
Oh, 7 candles is a menorah. That's a Jewish symbol as well.
Can I do 7 candles in the darkness? Is that a thing?
Well, I'm sure that's. I wouldn't say it was racist though. It's a lot less overtly,
Isn't there any different number of candles for the?
It looks.
Hold on.
Yeah,
the final
7.
solution isn't a racist thing, is it? It's a leaning towards a thing that happened, isn't it?
Well, hold on. So 7 candles.
What's the name for that?
Hold on. So 7 candles is absolutely a massively religious thing, and I didn't know that. I had no clue. I purely based what I said on Warcraft thing, because I think it was called 7 lights. I think it was called 8 lights in the darkness. So the final solution was the Nazi plan for the genocide of the Jews during World War II. It itself is not, well, it was racist, but me celebrating that, well, maybe not racist. I mean, I don't know what the term would be.
What's the correct genocide? That's celebrating. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, celebrate. Yeah. My point is, glamorizing or celebrating it. I'm not necessarily sure I would call it racist. I call it being fucking sociopathic, maybe. But yeah, just hand on heart, I had no clue. It was pure ignorance on my part. When I found out, I was like, yeah, I will. I've changed it. I've changed it.
Example of ignorance. As an example, so I wasn't much into TV and films when I was a kid. Didn't have a TV. When I moved out, I put on the side of my moving boxes The Great Escape. It was only a few years later, or many years later, I found out that was the Steve McQueen film trying to escape prisoner of war camp story.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, I don't know about your childhood life, but maybe that was spot on. I don't know. Yeah, Great Escape was I
moved out when I was 18. So.
Well, I mean, there's a great. The Great Escape was awesome and had a great bit with a motorbike in it. I don't remember much about it. It had a good Commodore 64 game too. But probably in that case, you know, that wasn't a coincidence. You'd heard it somewhere. And probably I had heard the final solution as a kind of a vague thing I heard.
Yeah, recently, if there's like a puzzle piece, especially rainbow ones, that can like imply that somebody wants to solve autism. And that's like problematic in the same sense that we should not ever have these kind of people. If you solve the gayness of preventing gay people from ever happening.
I'm confused. So people solving puzzles.
Autism.
Yeah, I got like, but in what circumstance?
Children shouldn't be born with autism. They should be able to fix them in the womb or something so they don't come out with this problem. I think that's where you're getting at.
Yeah.
It's like, well, hold on a minute,
you know. That's
where to draw the line. You know?
Well, that's a tricky one. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to argue. You'd be very hard pressed to argue that being gay is not natural because there are billions of examples where it is. You'd also be hard pressed not to argue it's not. I won't say as designed, but like. It's not something wrong. I mean, lots of biologists said it's a natural reaction to overcrowding. Lots of animals do it. But at the same time, does it really need fixing? Not really. But I mean, let's say Down syndrome, for example, is probably on the other side of the line. But at what point do you go, this is a genetic anomaly we want to fix, and at this point, this is a genetic anomaly we don't want? Like short-sightedness. I think no one would say, no, we definitely want our child to be born short-sighted. I think we can get rid of that genetic anomaly. And that's I'm so glad I don't work in that sort of area. That'd be horrible. But we aren't far off when parents will be able to edit the, you fertilise the egg and then you edit the genome sequence then, and then it copies there. So if you want your child to have blue eyes,
I thought they were already doing that to take out some hereditary nasties out.
No, what would that be like? Fetal genetic edit. I don't think it's. Maybe let's have a look.
I thought there was something that you could sort of
prenatal gene therapy. Yeah, CRISPR gene editing is not done yet. Yeah, it's not happening yet. So it's CRISPR. Yeah, Designer Babies it's called.
Yeah.
I think we can read the DNA of.
They have done it for some
embryos.
children.
I
I know
don't
they have,
think
because there was the story where some children have been born specifically to fix the problem with the elder child, and they wanted to sample the younger child's blood to fix the older child's, problem.
Well,
I'm sure.
I mean, as of April 2019, an article says editing of the DNA in the womb is a long way off right now. So I don't think, but you can use CRISPR to remove stuff.
We can select. We can take multiple embryos and then only give birth to one that has like good DNA, which we can read, which effectively is rejecting the DNAs that are deemed faulty.
Yeah, I can't find any example where this has actually happened. It can be done. We could do it, but I don't think it's legal anywhere. I'm now into reading documents that got so many long words in them. Electroporation of CD34 hematopoietic stem and progenitor cells from healthy donors with CRISPR-Cas9 targeting the ethereal-specific enhancer. I don't know what these words mean. Myeloablation, alleles. So yeah, it doesn't look like it's actually done yet at all. I can't find any circumstance. But yeah, it's coming. But my point is, some people would say you should edit away the gay. Some people say you shouldn't. Some people say you should do autism. Some say you shouldn't. Some would say Down syndrome. Some say you shouldn't. And that's a minefield. But I think we can all agree short-sightedness is shit. And if we can get rid of that, I'm all for it.
Oh, incorrect visions. Shit.
Oh, but what happens?
Long-sightedness,
What happens if that gives you the gay? And I'll be able to see everything perfectly.
I think a pink tinge to it.
Incidentally, it's Pride Month, and I'd like to point out I like rainbows all year round. There's
he does.
No, seriously, the amount of people going, all right, corporations, you can stop now with the we're all for Pride. Everyone's doing it, and it's so fucking obvious that this is not.
That's the thing I don't get, right? Everyone's like, oh, we're inclusive. I'm like, I don't understand why you're jumping on this bandwagon apart from to be in the popular club. Because when you're at work, you're not talking about sex doesn't come into a workplace unless you're a sex worker. What I don't give a shit if you're, whatever.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant because you're not talking about that. That's not what you work to do. You're there to do a job.
Yeah, the point is,
not to say, oh, look at my boobs, whatever.
The thing is, Max, you're on the wrong side of it. You're exactly correct. It should be irrelevant. Where your co-worker sticks his dick in his spare time should not influence his pay, whether or not he gets a job, whether or not he gets fired. It is not your business. It is nothing to do with you. You shouldn't care about it. That is exactly the point. The problem is, people do. That is the problem. And that it's not about being proud of being gay. It is about not having to be ashamed of it and to be treated like a human being and to have all the same rights, as I said, regardless of where you stick your dick. Unless it's in a goat, which I think is still not acceptable. Even so, if I stick my dick in a goat, I shouldn't be sacked from my workplace. That's my own business. But yeah, I saw these fantastic images doing the rounds of the fake woke corporations.
People don't complain with Christmas and like going for the Christian
That's
dollars.
fantastic.
I mean, people do complain about. I mean, the thing is, Christmas has been commercialised and has been for about 100 years. But people still do complain about it. But that one's kind of. I mean, that battle was already fought and lost before I was born. This is a new battle. People are still arguing the toss. Also, we have the internet now. But yeah, Max, you're very correct. It doesn't matter. Again, if you're a man or a woman, certainly in my industry, we've never cared. Like, thank God this person is good. Not, oh great, she's a woman. It's been almost entirely, at least in my experience, in the companies I've worked at, has been a meritocracy. Thankfully.
Yeah.
and that's as it should be.
Is how shit's supposed
Yeah.
to be.
The problem is how it should be. There's not the same phrase as this is how it is, and that is why. I mean, I have seen an awful lot of blowback with the whole pride thing. It's like, oh, how come we don't get a straight month? It's like, no one ever got sacked from the job for being straight. That's the point. Or black, or too tall. Well, maybe too tall. I don't know. Training.
That's on the job.
The job, yeah.
You can't be a tall tanker. There's no such thing.
Oh, what?
Drive tanks, you have to be a certain height. Or you
More or
can't exceed a certain height.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's
okay.
like 5'6".
Wait, that's what it. So, Ted, I have a question for you. Why don't you make bigger tanks?
They're already pretty big.
Well, okay, but this is not as my question of why don't you make even
They need
bigger
room for
tanks.
armor. And gun.
But bigger. More bigger. More bigger is better.
No. These things are already eating. Slow that shit down.
I still think instead of fighting wars, we should be going, right, instead of fighting wars, we'll have an esports, competition. One of into esports competition gets to have the spoils.
What is it? There was something that happened like that. There was
Well,
two
the amount of money
countries
it
that were
costs to
ready
make these
to
bloody
throw down
tanks,
over.
It's like you're going to kill lots of people, and where'd you get the end of it?
Well, oil.
Waste of time.
Duh.
Big waste of time.
Yeah, oil.
Oil's
Max.
bad, apparently.
Oil.
Well,
Yeah.
we do need oil.
Oil. It's all
Bur-
oil.
Burning oil is
We should
bad.
recycle our plastics better.
Oil's great.
Yeah. Well,
You can recycle plastics back into
You
oil
need
with the right
oil
sort of
for plastic.
process. No, that's the point. We have enough of it sitting in our bins and in our houses to recycle it.
some plastics can be
indefinitely.
recycled, some can't. It depends on the process. So
process has been-
PETG can, ABS can't.
The fireproof stuff can't.
Destructively phased. Yeah, but it's not much bigger target.
Man, in the high castle is very relevant. More relevant than I thought.
What's relevant, sorry?
The alternate history Amazon series, Man in the High Castle.
It's on my list. I will watch it.
Most of my day in the garden today. That was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I don't discriminate against people, even if they do gardening, for example. The fucks.
Mm.
Not the gardening.
They
Oh, a
came-
big pile of mud to deal with.
I came for the gardeners and I said nothing, for I was not a gardener.
There were some historical figures there. Like, I guess I could look it up, but there was a claim, but like some high Nazi official had like extra foot or something, and that's like not in line with the fascism on what's an ideal human being.
I'm
But they were
really
like
confused.
hypocritical in that.
The context is sorry, Shaq. I may have missed something.
Like, I'm balancing trying to not spoil and to explain.
You can just say, "Hey, the Man in the High Castle is cool. It's got some great real-world references in. You should watch it." Is that what you're trying to say?
Kinda.
I will. I'm finishing. I've just finished off Colony, which is quite frank the most padded out TV show I've seen in a long time. Then I'm doing Suits, and Malcolm says I should watch Lucifer. Okay, I have a train here making £37,000 a year. That's almost a sensible amount.
That's pretty cool.
That's a lot more than any of mine, mate.
That's passengers.
Yeah.
Oh, oil. Alright. You can just go.
Why do you not accept passengers?
They might have COVID.
Fuck them. Get on the trains anyway. That says if I put it there, it accepts passengers. Oh, it accepts nothing.
But just taking them from point A to point B, or just take from point A to somewhere specific?
Point A to point B. Well, somewhere accepts
Well, no,
passengers.
where?
There are very few parts of this town that accept passengers. That's the problem.
I noticed there's a long. What the bloke is going on? Oh, it's just someone doing something like with the railway.
One of the issues with network is that if there's some issue, it needs time to emerge.
Yes.
You just can't go and see whether it's fine or not.
Well, that's why I run. I don't know if you've seen me on stream, but that's why I run so many train windows. So I can just glance and go, why are you stopped? Oh, damn. So this no longer accepts passengers.
Oh. You're
It
not
creates
delivering
passengers.
irradiated food.
Huh? We're talking about Croydon.
New Crichton needs food.
Badly. Yeah, I do. We do have a couple of places making irradiated food. Let me look on the game mechanics
A
about
lot of irradiated food.
production change. Okay, so every month a industry might change. It has a 16% chance to change. The only things that could only reduce are oil wells, so we can ignore those. If you have less than 60% of the cargo transported, it may reduce in size. So that's the magic number, 60%. So if it has 59% of it transported, it has a 67% chance of decreasing. If you have greater than 67%, it has a 67% chance of increasing. So essentially, this is what I mean. It's as long as you're dealing with it well, it is likely but not guaranteed that it will go up in production. And because I think we're on smooth economy, are we? So we are on smooth economy, so therefore if we're above 80%, then we have an 83% chance of an increase. 80% is extremely hard to hit. So I'm managing 59%, and Shalko's managing 67%. And this particular farm is hovering at just over 60%, 66%. So yeah, it's a magic number, 60% or more.
Wonder when we get monorail stuff.
I don't think there is any. I'm fairly sure. I believe that's coming.
Croydon is out of water. No.
No, it doesn't
No,
quote that food. I'm delivering both water and food to it a lot.
So did I. With a small LAN.
I mean, I'm assuming the next town we decide to pick on will be a lot easier because we'll have a lot better vehicles.
I am already supporting multiple other cities.
That's a friend of mine just posted. It's hot. It's really hot. He's just posted on Facebook. Why have I let it so long to buy a damn fan? So I just replied with www.onlyfans.com. I am funny. And the best thing, I'm not going to click it, but you can't tell. It's just like a nice picture of the word OnlyFans.
Oh, crap. Oh, dear.
Holy shit. So I've just been linked to an article on the Metro and I have to disable ad block. My god, the amount of adverts on this page is insane.
You can actually edit the page and take the ad blocking bit that's next and you've got ad block out so you can read it.
Yeah, no, it just makes me go, yeah, that's the last time I'm clicking on a Metro link. It annoys me that they've worked out how to detect if ad blocks are active. Damn it. Like, I don't want to ad block because that means I'm almost literally stealing the content, and I don't like that. But my god, like I say, the Mirror is a particularly bad one. It has an infinite scroll adverts. So you just keep scrolling, it will just keep showing you adverts forever. And they're just outrageous and obnoxious. And I understand you need money for your content, but you shouldn't make me feel like the article is somehow less important than the adverts, which is how I feel with a lot of these.
Mm-hmm.
There's an article in the Metro about how a guy owns 1,000 arcade machines. And everyone just keeps tagging Andy going, you've got more, right? And he goes, yeah. Also, there's no way this guy has 1,000 working arcade machines, which is the hard part. But apparently he spends £25,000 a year on his warehouse. Oh, yeah.
Wonder how many of these machines would be in use in order to cover the storage costs.
Well, I sneakily popped a message to Andy, who's the head of the head honcho arcade club, going, I bet he hasn't got 1,000 working machines though. He's got 1,000 cabs, but that don't mean much.
Yes, if they were in use, they would also break down.
Yeah, tell me about it. We had about 6 machines go down in the first 2 weeks already. One of them quite badly. So that's why I popped in today and we're having looking at power drift because it's just stopped moving. We don't know why. I only fixed mechanical stuff, and this looks to be an electrical issue, so I just sort of left them with it. I really want some new trains. I've had my my Chaplin RF electric. It's 4 years old now. I need something better.
I know I'm changing up to those. What did
Huh?
you have to do to get them to change up to that one?
You have to have enough money. I think you have to have twice as much money as it will cost to upgrade it. So it doesn't make you go bust just by doing it.
Yeah, I haven't got any of those. How much is it? 12,000.
Yeah, so you need 24,000 to upgrade.
I've got 54,000 in the bank. Or just borrow a shitload, make you upgrade them all, then borrow it, send it back again.
Yeah.
Let's just go borrow. Hello.
So yeah, it's going to be a bit tricky, but to scale this up. Oh, good. Coordinate sets passengers. Yeah, my passenger trains between them are making like 35,000 in the year, something like that. I only made 100,000. Like half my money is from these two bloody trains, basically.
Passengers. Yeah.
Yeah, well, passengers are really good as long as you have a
this up?
fast route there.
I'm still trying to make money from making clean food.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just need to wait for better vehicles. I mean, that is, if you ever start a game in like 1910, it's very hard to make money. You've got to wait for better vehicles. When you have better vehicles, it's fucking easy to make money.
I don't know how I'm failing at this.
Well, Tad, have you taken a look on the inside? Have you had a word with the man in the mirror?
Oh yeah. No, Lewis Chester Falls.
Is that a town or?
It was doing great, and now it's falling apart. Yeah, that's the town I've been working on.
Lewis. Oh, right. Wait, first you got buses, and I keep saying to you guys, fucking sod buses. But anyway.
It's one bus. I don't like. It's an afterthought bus. I don't care about that bus.
Love it.
It's just moving some of these passengers off the oil rig.
So what's the problem with Lewis? First of all, you got two bus stations. Right? Why did you make a lorry depot and a bus depot that are not attached to each other?
Forgot.
Right. Okay. And those lorries are moving what to where?
There's one moving building materials, and there's trucks moving water.
Okay.
And food. Since the food is so close.
And what's the problem?
It just keeps going down.
It keeps going down. What's
Like
going
all the buildings are getting torn down.
Oh.
The buildings are all leaving. The population keeps bouncing around, going lower and lower.
Ah. So your town is growing over 200 days. I mean, one thing that can help is sometimes...
But sometimes that says 143 days.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can do things like that.
At one point, I had the max population.
So building roads in a nice layout can help, because it means they don't need to.
in the... Oh. Come on, internet.
I think Mr. Robot quite a lot, unfortunately.
Yeah. There we go.
What a brilliant advert. Why do Slavic girls are perfect for European men? What? Yeah, I think I know the problem with Lewisham Falls, and it's that river that's your problem, by the way. That's stopping the town having anywhere to build.
Oh.
Now, if you're feeling rich, you can pay for new reconstruction, which will help.
That's something, but that's not... Yeah, I can't even do that.
But why are you worried about it shrinking? It doesn't matter. Well, okay. So
It's not what side, it doesn't matter, it's what you do with it that counts.
yeah, so your yeah. So your lorry depot. Okay. Let me. Who are you? You've had stuff. So are you bringing? Are you? Yeah, I guess you don't care about passengers. So you've put the lorry depot very central. Let's borrow more money.
No, I just did that for the cargo truck moving, just driving in an endless circle for building materials. And another one left. What the hell?
But yeah, your station only accepts gravel. You realise that, right?
Yeah, I know. There was one house that was connecting the town to everything, and it disappeared.
What do you want to accept there? More stuff on your truck. What do you want to accept there?
It's fine being just gravel, honestly.
Well, you say that, but you can always do things like that. Now it accepts building materials, clean food, gravel, and water. So your station now accepts water, so you can get rid of that stupid ass truck moving stuff from one side to the other. That's where you should...
because it's all coming at... No. You told me that having this right here, because you connected it to the terminal, it can't accept the building materials out of that...
No, you can't. You can't
terminal
accept
out of the station.
You can't accept building materials from the same town. You can't accept something from the same town and give it back to the same town. No.
That's what the truck's doing. That constantly breaks down.
Does it?
It's moving it from the train station to the middle of town, just in an endless fucking loop.
Not from Lewis to Falls cement plant. It's not.
Yeah, it is, because the cement plant's connected to the big terminal.
The one that made 0 tons of building materials last month.
The one that is currently holding 3 tons of building materials now.
I don't think it's from that cement plant.
Yeah, it is. That's the only thing even that I have that's making building materials.
There we go. It has actually done something. Yeah. Okay. Well, my point wasn't about it was about water. You can now deliver water to Lewis just to Falls North. You don't need to move it once it's arrived.
The trucks are doing just fine.
Well, yeah, but you can get rid of that and save yourself some money.
I assume. No, that's why I was asking about monorails, so I could completely rebuild it to do that. But right now, this is 2 separate systems kind of bumping up next to each other that I don't know how to make or connect together in a clean way.
I wish the vehicles, the road vehicles, are better in this because they are fun and it's much harder and more interesting to sort out jams and things. They're just so awful. I just don't bother with them.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with them.
You never had a problem with them? Let me see. How much money are you making? £300, £600, £1,000,
No.
200, negative 800. Therein lies the issue.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Well, it's not really death by 1,000 cuts. It's just not making much profit by 1,000 cuts. Flower thing. I have to say, this game's, it's one of those games that I've sat down and played it for 10 minutes so far, and now 3 hours has disappeared. I like those sort of games. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to make much money this year because my vehicles that were making me money, Croydon decided to stop accepting passengers for a while. Oh, we're down to just a single red building in Croydon. We just need more radiated food, and here it comes. I'm almost tempted to have 2 single carriage trains delivering food. But yeah, it's Descent tomorrow, isn't it?
Yep.
I'll have to dig out my HOTAS. I've tidied it up. I also get my I also get my projector tomorrow, so I will spend a bit of time setting that up. It should be good. It should be absolutely awesome. In fact, I'm really excited about it. And then I realised I don't know where the hell I'm going to put the webcam anymore, because the webcam was on top of the television, and that doesn't really work for projectors. Yeah. I'm kind of tempted to attach the webcam to the motion rig, so I'll see still and the world will move around me. I don't know.
That'll look weird though. You want to see you getting thrashed around.
Well, you will. I mean, I'll be still and throwing around in my seat, and the world will be moving.
It's only a light little thing. There's probably a little sort of wooden stick there.
Oh no, I've actually got a mount designed for an Oculus camera. Like, it comes with it, like stock. So I've already got something to put the webcam on. I'm just not sure if it's a silly idea or an awesome one. But yeah, if it works and this short throw projector is good, I am really excited. It's going to be super duper awesome. That's my first laser projector as well. So all modern projectors, they basically jumped from incandescent bulbs, halogen bulbs, to LEDs to lasers. So this is a single laser projector, and the good ones are triple laser projectors, which apparently are just awesome. It's weird. The technology's done this very rapid set of iterations.
Is it for 3 colors, the lasers?
The 3 lasers are for 3 colors, yeah. But they're not what you think. They are white lasers, and they go through a red and a green blue filter. I assume it's easier to make 3 of the same laser. But at least the Samsung one is that I can't comment on other ones. But I've not seen a laser. Well, I probably have, but I've never had a laser projector. I've got a couple of incandescents, but they don't run hot or noisy either. Wait, New Croydon's dropped by 40 people. It was at 320, now it's 278.
Yeah, they're all dying. I don't understand. Yeah, I'm down to 90. What is going on?
No, see, so
People
sometimes.
live a little.
Sorry, Shalka, what was that?
Live a little. People are dying. They're doing things wrong.
Bug, I forgot the name of it. Where was it again, Tad?
Lewis Chester.
I'm pretty sure if that was a real place,
Nothing's changed.
it would be Lewis. Just. It'd be Lewis. Just. No, Lewis.
No.
Like
No.
Worcestershire.
It wouldn't be Lewis
No.
Chester. It'd be Lewicestershire, I think. Anyway, I mean, you're doing
No.
everything right. You have loads and loads of towns, but I think if you want to, and I'm not spending my money doing it, get rid of all those waterways because it can't expand. That's what will be happening. It'll be trying to expand and failing.
Blow it up.
Literally, just blow up the water.
Ugh.
Because you're surrounded by it.
Yeah, it's a really bad city.
But you've got
Or
lots
a
of,
really bad spot.
well, is it a city? I didn't check that.
No, because I don't have the overlay that you've got.
No, it's not a city. It doesn't have the word city next to it. But blow up the waterways blocking it in, and I'm pretty sure that will solve a lot of it.
It's got plenty of land. It just
it
doesn't
It
use
can't.
it.
It can't expand because there's waterways there.
I'll pitch in for it. I might fix it. Or who?
Blow it up, Dad. Blow it up. Do it.
Who?
Do it with my money. I don't care.
Well, blow it up.
I'm
then.
looking at a new town.
All right, I'll do it your money then. You all heard him.
Yep, do it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Have fun.
They might not like you for a while, but they'll
Watching
get
my
over
money
it.
disappear. Yeah.
Was it Control C to change company?
Oh, I don't know. I just got a little face. There we go. That should do it.
That's enough for me. Let's see how big this update is from the main sky.
I too shall resist the hypnosis of the trains.
Oh, it's just a small patch, the little one on the pool.
New train! New train!
Oh no, it's not.
New train, yes! I am the highest ranked person who's currently playing. Like, I think Esmir and Zebra are all good for me. But yeah, this one does 70 miles an hour. It has 241 kun. But yeah, I'll be stopping very soon as well because it is descent tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we could always download stuff for you on stick, Tad, then send it to you in the post.
Yeah, it would be faster with some of this stuff.
And that No Man's
Like
Sky
Ark.
patch was supposed to take 2 minutes. It really hasn't taken much less than that. It's nearly finished.
What are you trying to download, Tad? Sorry.
No Man's Sky patch. I was saying
Oh.
that my computer estimated 2 minutes to download it. It's not taking 2 minutes. It's taking less than that.
Yes, I'm gonna see if I can find a little bit of time tomorrow to have a look at the No Man's Sky patch on my my Xbox. But yeah, I'd like to do Werewolves on Tuesday. It was really funny. I really had a huge laugh. And if we have enough people,
It'd be better if there are more people who are less experienced in the game, not sort of spoiling it though.
it wasn't.
That's
So
the
it wasn't
impression I got.
spoiling it. It was more just them going, "Why did you do that?" And I'm like, "I'm new," and they're like, "All right then." I think they're all because they all know each other. It's quite a small community. I think they were really happy to have a whole bunch of new players, to be honest. But it seems like if you're the Saint, you have to look down for about 10 seconds in order to activate your skill. If you're the Saint and you die, it's game over. So if the werewolves spot you looking down, they'll win, guaranteed. It's really hard to activate the Saint skill without giving yourself away. It's unbalanced. So what happens if there's a Saint in the round? Everybody bows their head in respect at the start for 10 seconds, which is a nice bit of thematic role playing, but also is solving that particular bug in the game. Not bug, balance issue. So it's things like that more than anything else. They weren't like shouting at me going, "You're doing it wrong." But it was quite fun to sort of. I mean, I've played Werewolf. You know, it's. But the character animation and the movement is just superb. Apart from, and I'd be curious if you have the issue. Shao and I both have the same issue. There's no head tracking at all, which was a bit rubbish. Now, thankfully, it's a city down game, but I don't know why it has head tilting, but no head movement. That translation.
Was there no head tracking? It
No.
did track for me, so myself at least.
When you lean left and right, could you lean left and right in game to whisper to people, or did you have to use the stick on your joystick?
I could clean on
Oh,
the
okay.
game.
Well, it wasn't working for me. Hopefully it'll work next time.
And I dragged my head long away from my body. Did that not show up for other people?
No, where you were standing around, when you were standing up to talk, were you standing up or pressing the button?
Standing up?
Oh, okay. Well, that was working. That wasn't working for me. If it works for you, that's fine. I will retract my. I didn't actually retract my area, and I put it somewhere new.
The other problem I've got is I'll have to move the heavy vehicle.
Well, no,
stuff.
no, you don't need a controller at all.
Gobble the crap out of them.
You don't need the
That's
controller.
mean I'm going to have to unplug them and move them out the way.
Well, no, you don't need controllers. You just need an Xbox pad. There's about 3 controls, and there's no hand tracking.
Yes, but I don't want to clobber my head or clobber things and then move them.
Well-
I thought you said there was hand tracking.
No, there's no hand tracking.
Gestures
No.
and things.
Yeah, there's emotes. I think they were targeting 3DOF headsets with clicker controls. So I think it supports the absolute minimum. But yeah, you just use the emotes in the game, which works fine. And it was really very funny. But I'd also like to do No Man's
Did look
Sky
like
on
you were
VR
having
too.
a lot of fun. Am I still here? Yeah.
You are, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know when we're going to fit in No Man's Sky. We need more days in the week.
Well, once you've extinguished werewolves within.
Well, you say that, but it is one of those games, because it's emergent on other players, it doesn't really turn into the same thing. So Star Trek had the issue that after a while you didn't need other players, but the different sort of mishy-mashy roles in this kind of works well. I suspect we'll run out of Descent more first. I mean, we can always do Descent 2 as well. I'd like to do Descent 2. I believe Descent 2 was a lot better.
Yes.
But it's been a long time since I played Descent
Because
2.
it's nice to have all the buttons and things in your hand and all the controls in your hands. But also there is an element of, I just want a menu inside the game that gives me some of the thumb functions so I don't have to have more buttons, you know.
For which game, sorry?
For Descent.
Yeah. Well, thanks for
Especially for VR, you want less outside, more inside.
Yes, I don't think you can always use your your HEC in Descent. So you can have a joystick in one hand and that in the other.
Alright.
It's just a controller.
Was it Descent 2 or 3?
Descent 2, Descent 1. You can do it. I mean, you can set the controls up however you like.
Yeah.
Anyway, I should let you guys save it if you want to practice in prep for next week, and I shall bid the internet adieu. Goodbye, internet, and we'll be back. Oops, and we'll be back next week with this. Oh, I might not be here next. No, I'll be here. I won't be here. I might not be here next Wednesday, but we will see. No, I'm terrible at computers. Save folder. Yeah, I might not be here next Wednesday, but I will be here the rest of the week. I know. Got a life, Tad. Got a life. Anyway, see you very soon, internet. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and like and thumbs up and follow me.